As the seasons change, we find ourselves transitioning from GTL season into PSL season, aka Pumpkin Spice Latte season. The time of year where every coffee shop adorns its menu with this seasonal classic. However, pumpkin spice isn't just limited to coffee. It can be found in a plethora of products, not all of them particularly necessary. The pumpkin spice latte has been around almost as long as coffee itself. The earliest records of someone enjoying a cup of joe go all the way back to 15th century Yemen, and then shortly after in the early 21st century, in the year 2003, Duke, Beauregard, Starbucks combined it with pumpkin spice and then blammo! Instant success. This was tested internationally in the United States and Canada, with Washington DC and Vancouver BC being the guinea pigs for this product. And as soon as they put it on the menu, they were calling up headquarters being like, "Listen to this!" The earliest records of pumpkin spice go back to the early 1700s, which means there's a small chance that George Washington could have enjoyed a pumpkin spice latte. But also, what is pumpkin spice? Let's make pumpkin spice. For this we're going to need cinnamon, ground ginger, nutmeg, and clove. The ratio is going to be mostly cinnamon, then a little less than equal parts ginger, and then nutmeg and clove in the smallest amounts. Ideally you want ground clove, but if you're making a syrup, this will work out just fine. And then stir it all together. Feel free to experiment with these ratios so it's to your liking, and maybe even add in things like cardamom or allspice. It's all about preference, unless you're getting a little too silly with it and adding in something like garlic powder, which will taste bad. Now you can throw it into a jar and save it for later, or you can turn it into a syrup with 1 part sugar and 1 part water, and a heaping spoonful of the pumpkin spice we just made. Gently whisk everything together and then bring it to a boil so everyone gets to know each other. And if you're storing this in glass, make sure it cools down completely because the glass can shatter if it's too hot. And now you're ready to turn any latte into a pumpkin spice latte, because you have your very own pumpkin spice blend. So you might be wondering, hey, is this a bad coffee? And the answer is yes. It tastes like the spices they went heaviest on are clove and allspice, and there's also just a weird smell coming off of it. It kind of has a rum extract essence to it. It is smooth, and the package says it's natural and artificial flavors, but I think it's mostly artificial flavors. So shockingly, Charlie Brown doesn't make great coffee. Also, I don't think that's Charlie Brown on the package. Is that Linus? I know it's not Pigpen. Yeah, Peanuts Pumpkin Spice Coffee. You can skip this. Originally, there was no pumpkin in the pumpkin spice latte, and this made people really mad for some reason. A controversy I don't completely understand because it's not called pumpkin and spice latte. It's just called pumpkin spice latte. It's one phrase because it's a spice that you use to season pumpkin, which is a good thing because pumpkin on its own doesn't taste great, especially the type of pumpkin we imagine when we think of pumpkin, which is the jack-o'-lantern types. Those pumpkins taste terrible, and that's why we use them for decoration. Pumpkin pie pumpkin is much closer to a squash, which technically the other pumpkin is too, and also a curcubita, the fancy word for squash. And all these squashes are botanically fruits and a type of berry called a peppo. And if you live in Australia, I know you call all squashes pumpkin, and that's incorrect. Oh, and Starbucks would eventually add pumpkin to the latte in 2015. Pumpkin spice at the height of its popularity was everywhere. Every snack brand tried to make a pumpkin spice something, and a lot of them made sense. Pumpkin spice Oreos? Don't mind if I do. Pumpkin spice Twinkies? Delightful. Pumpkin spice hummus? A bit of a stretch, but okay. I believe it was the great Sir Isaac Newton who said, "For every great pumpkin spice snack, there must be an equal ungreat pumpkin spice snack." The man was truly ahead of his time. So in honor of him and the season of autumn in general, let's look at a few of these ungreat products, starting with dog treats. This is low on the list mainly because it's pretty harmless. It's more useless than anything. Dogs don't have a very refined palate, a fact made obvious when you see them eat their own vomit. Now I'm not saying feed them garbage or anything, they deserve the best treats, but this one's kind of specifically for you. Unless you're out here eating these dog treats, which, no shame if you are, they are fit for human consumption. Your dog's not gonna care. But perhaps I'm being too judgy here. I personally have never tried them and am not a dog, so maybe we give this a go. This is Odie, and this is a pumpkin spice dog treat. Hi, how you doing? Good work. Okay, he seems very excited to try this. So we're gonna start off with a piece. right, Odie. I need to know. Okay, what do you think? Is it good? Is it a good snack? Okay, he's asking for seconds, so that's a good sign. Alright, buddy. There you go. Okay, I'm also gonna try this to see if this is a bad snack. And it should be edible. Oh, that's dry. That's really dry. Not a hint of pumpkin spice in there. Actually, maybe a little cinnamon. What's on the outside? Oh, it's like straight up icing. It's just so dry. Why do you enjoy this, Odie? Okay, I got a second biscuit for Odie and I to try, and this one looks like a pumpkin pie. Is it gonna taste any different? Let's find out, okay? There you go. This does taste different from the first one. Still very dry and not a good cookie. But I think it has more sweetness and less spice to it. Odie, would you agree with that? I think he agrees. That heavy panting means he agrees. And not that he just wants another bite of this. Okay, Odie, I think everybody's wondering, hey, is this a bad snack? Would you like to say anything? No, you're just... He's staring at it very intently, which means I think he likes it. So to answer the question of are pumpkin spice dog treats a bad snack? For people, yes, they're dry, don't taste like very much, and just a hint of cinnamon in there, which is a good thing. And this is probably a good time to mention, you probably shouldn't make your own pumpkin spice dog treats for your own dog, because large amounts of nutmeg isn't good for them. But I guess you can feed them icing. Oh, do you have some icing? It just tastes like the worst cookie you'll ever have. But is this a bad treat for dogs? I mean, he won't look away. He's very interested in the rest of this cookie. So for dogs, not a bad snack. Next on the list, hot sauce. Get it? Pumpkin spice? Very clever. So clever that several companies have made their own pumpkin spice hot sauces. And I would love to try one of these, but the thing with hot sauces is they are very expensive, especially gimmicky ones like this. So instead, I'm just going to show you how to make your own and then try that. Pumpkin spice hot sauce. Here's how to make it. We'll need a pumpkin, chilies, pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. We'll take our pumpkin and peel it, seed it, and dice it. We want about medium-sized cubes for this. We'll throw those cubes into a bowl and oil them up and then give it a good toss. Once they're greased up, we'll sprinkle on a few spoonfuls of pumpkin spice, then give it another toss to mix it all in there, followed by the brown sugar and one final toss. Could you just put everything into a bowl and then just toss it once? No. One final pinch of salt before going onto a baking sheet. We'll roast a few of the chilies off as well, and then into the oven it goes. Bake at 400 degrees for about half an hour. Now at this point, you could just enjoy these as a side dish if you like, but we're making a sauce here. So in a saucepan, we'll toast off a little more pumpkin spice, add in our roasted pumpkin and chilies, heat glaze with a bit of vinegar, and then top it up with water. Now we just let it simmer for about 5 minutes and then blend it into a sauce. And to finish it off, we'll just check the seasoning, maybe add in a little pumpkin spice syrup for sweetness, funnel it into a bottle, and there we have it. Pumpkin spice hot sauce. So here's the pumpkin spice hot sauce I made, and here's my chef friend, Brando from Latte Cooking YYC.
What's up? How you doing?
And he's gonna tell us if this actually turned out good or not.
When did you make it?
A week ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got chicken nuggets, which are kind of like chicken wing.
How complex is your chicken nugget hot sauce? Or I guess your pumpkin spice hot sauce?
Pretty simple. It's just Australian pumpkin, chilies, pumpkin spice.
Oh, okay. Has a very nice consistency, as you can tell. Got the pumpkin spice. Okay. You know what it smells like? It smells like, well, I guess it is pumpkin, so it smells like pumpkin pie to me.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't really get any smell of chilies. It smells like very pumpkiny and very cinnamony. If I didn't know that there was spice in here, you might think it's like a sweet sauce.
Okay, so it's good for pranking is what you're saying.
Well, it depends how spicy it is.
I mean, we're about to find out.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna go full in. Got the big dip, you know? All right. Out the bat, you can taste the spice right away. Not so much the pumpkin. It's more spice than pumpkin. Like for taste, but for smell, it's more pumpkin than spice.
How is it for spice level?
Like a 4.
A 4, okay.
But that's because I like spicy things. So I could be extremely biased to that, you know? Like this might be like an 8 for somebody else. Like it has a kick, a lingering kick, but it's not like that bad. What do you use, like habanero or something?
I used Thai chilies.
Okay.
I want to keep the cost as low as possible. This whole bottle, plus another bottle of this, end cost was like $6.
Maybe that's why I'm like really not affected by it. Because when I Thai chilies, I actually, when I like go for Vietnamese or whatever, and then some places they'll give you the Thai chili on the side, I usually eat those like raw, like straight up. Like I'll just have the Thai chili and then, like I'll eat like 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a pansy because I'm sitting here sweating.
Oh yeah.
Would you use this to dip again?
Oh yeah, I would do again.
Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
Maybe not such a bad item.
No, it was great. I enjoyed.
And something I couldn't feed to Odie, because Odie's not my dog, and I don't want him having weird poops. Something much worse than a hot sauce, deodorant. Here I have some Autumn Harvest hand soap. Odie, does this smell bad? But fun fact, the pumpkin spice latte was almost called the Autumn Harvest. Now soap can smell as nice as it wants because you're not mixing it with anything. You just lather up your hands and makes the room smell nice, and then you smell your fingers going, ooh. And it's a delightful experience. Because do you know what absolutely does not mix with the spicy notes of pumpkin spice? The spicy notes of the human armpit. This does seem like the kind of thing that Axe Body Spray would have introduced in like 2011 with a cool font on the bottle, but they've shown great restraint by not doing so. However, the company Native have not shown the same restraint. Now look, this is a perfectly fine product if you plan on not smelling bad, but if this falters at all, you have just ruined the PSL experience for everyone around you, and they will not forgive you. You will be an outcast amongst your colleagues and peers, forced to hop from group to group until you find one that accepts you as their own. Just a collective caught between the smells of cinnamon and a high school wrestling mat. Something else caught between those two smells, sparkling water. LaCroix has kicked the door open for lightly effervescent excellence to thrive in the market. Although, their flavors aren't really that extreme, with the wildest one being, I don't know, coconut? Some other companies, though, have just booked it through that door to introduce their own unique flavors. Pumpkin Spice Sparkling Water did not last very long because most people probably saw the words and went, no, I don't want this. Get this out of here. It's tough to make lightly essenced effervescence excellence at home, but you can make your own Italian soda style drink by adding some pumpkin spice syrup to soda water. So let's see how that tastes. All right, Chef Brando, we're here to try pumpkin spice Italian soda.
Oh, what? Pumpkin spice Italian soda? Okay, let's go.
Because we can't buy pumpkin spice soda anymore, we gotta make our own.
Anymore?
Yeah, it was available for like 3 weeks in 2008.
You want some ice?
Do you think that'll make this better?
I don't know, it's just warm.
Okay, we're giving this the best possible chance to succeed by using the fanciest sparkling water, Perrier, not a sponsor, just like how delicate their bubbles are, and the freshest homemade pumpkin syrup. Tell me what to sound.
There you go.
Okay.
Gotta get that color in there.
I mean, it looks like a beverage.
Now it looks like iced tea.
Another fun prank.
Hey, you wanna try this iced tea I made?
Why does it smell so clovey?
Cheers. That has a lot of cinnamon and clove. Like right off the bat.
First reaction, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not like great either. It's not something I would buy.
I think this is bad. It's like drinking gingerbread.
Maybe if you're a very big fan of those fall flavors, right? Like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, and allspice and all that kind of stuff, you might enjoy this as like a cold beverage.
Maybe we top it off with some bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
It's
give it.
It's no longer sparkling.
The bubbles make it better.
Yeah.
It does taste better than I thought it would. This, I think, is an acceptable beverage. Okay, I want to try it with one more thing, which is Coke.
Oh, so then Coke and that.
Pumpkin spice and Coke.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's see how that turns out.
Okay.
Since it killed the bubbles last time, let's try the syrup first. A couple tablespoons in there.
There you go.
We'll top it up with Coke syrup.
ASMR. Okay, this is extremely fizzy.
It's reacting.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. I think partially why we do enjoy it is that like Coca-Cola has a lot of these flavors in Coca-Cola. So it's just like a stronger version of Coca-Cola.
There's a surprising amount of spices that go into cola. It's usually in the form of like oils and extracts.
I don't mind that at all. That is actually delicious.
That's surprisingly good. Again, was not expecting it. I expected this whole experiment to be an absolute failure. They already do the raspberry spice. Why not do pumpkin spice?
He's on to something.
This could be the next seasonal drink.
That is delicious.
It's tasty.
That's a recipe you should give out.
Yeah.
Or not.
No, make it at home. It's about 2 tablespoons of pumpkin spice syrup and a can of Coke Zero.
Try it out. Try it out for sure.
That's a good segue into the final item on this list, which is toilet paper.
What?
There's really only 2 criteria for toilet paper. It should be soft, and it should be durable enough that your fingers don't poke through. End of list. It doesn't need to be scented, doesn't need to be flavored, it doesn't even need a pattern. It's paper for the butt and select other regions, but for like 50% of the population, it is butt specific. We do not need to get fancy with this. And this does exist, but mainly for novelty purposes, because you generally buy it in a pack of 1. Because who in their right mind is buying 2-ply 24-pack of Charmin pumpkin spice toilet paper?
Oh, this is soft. This is so soft.
Which, as we know, is 36 rolls of the next leading brand. What's slightly less of a gimmick, though, is pumpkin spice dude wipes, which for those unfamiliar are baby wipes for men. While we were over here tee-heeing about TP, this sponsor of the WWE was scenting up moist towelettes for your chocolate starfish. No word yet on the addition of any hot dog flavored water, though. I'm confused by the existence of dude wipes to begin with, but I'm even more confused by their offerings, because in addition to Dumpkin Spice, they also have Mint Chill, just let that sink in, Medicated with Witch Hazel, and Scent-Free Camo, for the man trying to hide his wipes, I guess? Who's buying this, you might ask? And the answer is, I don't know, but they have done over 120 million in sales, which means statistically, some of you watching have bought dude wipes. And if it's you, why? And if the you that is watching is Mark Cuban, who gave them $300,000 on Shark Tank, first of all, I get it. This was clearly a very good investment, and you have made so much money on that money. And also, can I please have $300,000? So remember, kids, have dreams. And speaking of dreams, this video is kind of a dream. So, you know, hit that like button, subscribe, maybe share this with your favorite pumpkin spice fanatic, and I'm gonna send an email to Mr. Dudington Wipes to see if we can get those up here in Canada. Because most of the things I've talked about here are not available in Canada because of like logistics or whatever. Yep, that's it. Bye now.